I'll tell you all about it. Is there not also self-interest there? One may be an expert, an specialist, skillful, and there is this seed of self-interest. It has been with us for million years. Our brain is conditioned to self-interest. And if one is aware of that, which means just to be aware of it, not to say I'm not self-interest, it is wrong, it is right, how can one live without self, all the arguments and pros and cons. Just to be aware how far one can go, how far one can investigate into oneself and find out for ourselves, for each one of us, how far in action, daily activity, how far in our behavior, how deeply can one live without a sense of self-interest. So if we will, we examine all that. Because self-interest divides. Self-interest is the greatest corruption. The word corruption means to break things apart. Rompere, to break. And where there is self-interest, there is fragmentation. Your interest as opposed to my interest. My desire opposed to your desire. My urgence to climb the ladder of success opposed to yours. So, where there is self-interest, just observe it. You can't do anything about it. Just to observe, to stay with it and see what is taking place. If you ever dismantle a car, as the speaker has done, and the car ran afterwards. If you ever have dismantled car, then you know all the parts. You know how it works. And you learn all about it. Not merely get your car drive off. I'm talking of the 1925 car. In that period, they were very simple, very direct, very honest, strong, push car. And when you know something mechanically, then you can feel at ease. You can know how fast to go, etc. So if one knows, understands, aware of our own self-interest, then you begin to learn about it. Right? You don't say, I must be against God for it, how can I live, who are you to tell me myself, etc. If when you begin to be aware, choices, not say, well, this is my self-interest, this is, but to be aware choices of your self-interest, to stay, to study, to learn, to to observe all the intricacies of it. Then you can find out for us, one can find out for oneself where it is necessary, where it is completely not necessary. It is necessary to live daily, right? To have food, clothes and shelter, and all the physical things. But psychologically, inwardly, is it necessary? Is there a necessity to have any kind of self-interest? You understand my question? That is to investigate relations. Right? You understand? Because in our relationship with each other, there is mutual self-interest. You satisfy me and I satisfy you. You use me, use you. I sell you, you sell me down the river. Right? Yes. In our relationship, is there self-interest? This is important to understand. Because, sorry, I don't use the word, it's sin. To find out if there is self-interest in our relationship, where there is self-interest, there must be fragmentation, breaking up. Right? I am different from you. Self-interest. What is relationship? Relationship to the earth, to all the beauty of the world, to nature, and to other human beings, and to one's wife, husband, girl, boy, and so on. What is that bondage? What is that thing that we say yes and related? You understand? Please investigate this thing together. Don't please rely on the description that the speaker is indulging in. Let's look at it closely. What is relationship? And when there is no relationship, we feel so lonely, depressed, anxious, the whole series of movements hidden in the structure of self-interest. What is relationship? When you say my wife, my husband, what do you mean? When you are related to God, there is God. What does it mean? So that word is very important to understand. I am related to my wife, to my children, to my family. Let's begin there. That's the core of all society, family. In the Asiatic world, family means a great deal. To them it's tremendously important. the son, the nephew, the grandmother, grandfather. It is the center on which all society is based. So, when one says my wife, my girl, my friend, what does that mean? Most of you probably are married, or a girlfriend, or a boyfriend. Right? What does it mean to be related? What are you related to? When you follow a guru and say, I am following you, what are you following? Yes? Let's move it for a second from the wife and husband. Then we'll come back to it later. You might rather not like to investigate that question, husband and wife, girl and boy. But you can approach it more quietly. When you follow somebody, a guru, a prophet, when you follow the speaker, or some other person, politician, and so on, what is it you are following? What is it that you are surrendering, giving up? Yes? Is it the image that you have created about the speaker, or the guru, or the image that you have in your brain that is the right thing to do, and therefore I'm following yourself? Is it the image, the picture, the scene that you have built, and you are following that, not the person? Yes? Not what you say. The speaker has been talking for the last 70 years. Right? I'm sorry for him. And he has established certain, unfortunately, some reputation. And the books and all of this. So you have created naturally an image, a reputation. And you are following that. Not what the teaching says. Right? The teaching says don't follow anybody. But you have the image built, and that you are following that which you desire, which satisfies you, which is of tremendous certainty. Right? Now let's come back to the wife and husband and all of that. When you say my wife, what do you mean by that word? What is the content of that word? What is behind the word? Yes? Look, is it all the memories, the sensations, pleasure, pain, anxiety, jealousy, all that is embodied in the wife, right? Or in the husband. The husband is ambitious, wants to achieve a better position, more money. And the wife is not only remains at home, but she has her own ambition, her own desires. So there they are. They may get into bed together, but the two are separate all the time. Right? Let's be simple with these facts and honest. And so there's always conflict. We may not be aware of each other, there's no conflict between us. But scrape that little bit with a heavy shovel or with a stapler, and you'll find where the root of all this is self-interest, right? And the self-interest may be in the professionals. Of course it is doctors, scientists, the philosophers, the priests, the whole thing is ridiculous, which is sensation, desire, fulfillment. Right? We are not exaggerating, we are simply stating what is. Not trying to cover it up, not trying to get beyond it or into it is. That's the seed in which we are born, and that seed goes on flowering, growing till we die. Or there is a control of all that. You see? Controlling the self-interest. That very control is another form of self-interest. Yeah? How cleverly self-interest operates. And also it hides behind austerity. So when we examine that word, what do we mean by austerity? Right conduct. Right? What is austerity? Because the whole world, especially the religious world, has used that word, have laid down certain laws about austerity, especially for the monks in various monasteries of the West, and also this, as there are no monasteries in India and Asia, except in certain Buddhism and so on. In India, there are single. There are no organized monastery, fortunately. So, what do we mean by that word austere? With which goes great dignity. What do we mean by that word austere? We looked up in the dictionary what that word means. And I explained what the dictionary, which is a common usage of a language, it says, comes from Greek, to have a dry mouth, which means dry, hard, not just mouth, harsh. Is that austere? That is, to deny oneself the luxury of a hot bath. Say no, or to have few clothes, or a particular form of robe, taking a vow to be a celibate, to be poor, yes, to control oneself tremendously, all one's desires, all the rest of it. Is that austerity? Or austerity is something entirely different? One has those who have fasted, who have sat up straight endlessly controlling themselves, having few clothes. Surely all that is not austerity, it is all an outward show, right? So, is there an austerity that is not a sensation? That's not contrived, that's not controlled, that is not saying, I will be austere in order to. Is there an austerity that is not visible at all to another? You understand all that? Is there an austerity that is an austerity that has no discipline? The word discipline means to learn the sense of the sense of a whole sense in which there is no cleaving, there is no breaking, there is no fragmentation. With that austerity goes dignity, heart. One has to also, if we have time, we have to understand the nature of desire. That may be the root of the whole structure of self-interest. Desire. Right? Or which you get anything? Desire is a great sensation. Desire is the senses coming into activity. As we said earlier, sensation is of great importance to us. Sensation of sex, sensation of new experience, sensation of meeting somebody who is well known. I must give you this lovely story. A friend of ours met the Queen of England, shook hands with her, and went on all the kind of stuff. After it was all over, a person came up to her, and I said, may I shake hands with you, because you have shaken hands with the Queen. It is always, we live by sensation. Sensation is tremendously important. Sensation of being secure. See what? Sensation of having fulfilled. Sensation of great pleasure, gratification, and so on. What relationship has sensation to desire? Is desire something separate from sensation? Going through this, please, important to understand this thing. I am not explaining it, we are together looking at it. What is the relationship of desire to sensation? When does sensation become desire? Or are they inseparable? or they are always good together. Right? Or you're working as hard as the speaker is working, or you just see it go on. Or you have heard this before, and say, oh Lord, he's gone back to that again. You know, the more you understand the activity of thought, the more you go get really depth, the root of thought, then you begin to understand so many things. Then you see the whole phenomenon of the world, nature, the truth of nature. And then you ask what is truth, and we go to the world. So, we live, our life is based on sensation and desire. And we're asking, what is the actual relationship between the two? When does sensation become desire? Right? You're following? At what second does desire become dominant? I see a beautiful camera with all the latest improvements. All that you have to lift the camera, look at it, it's already taken. There is sensation of observation, right? The seeing the beautiful camera, beautifully made, very compact, and it has great value as a pleasure of possession, pleasure of telephone and all the rest of it. So there is sensation, seeing that camera there. Then, what is that sensation to do with desire? You understand? When does that desire begin to flower into actions? I must have it. You understand? Have you observed the movement of sensation? Whether it's sexual, whether it is climbing the hills and the valleys and looking at all the world from a great height. Or you see a lovely garden. See the beautiful garden. And you're a little long from your place. And you see this take place. And then what takes place? That turns this sensation into desire. You follow? Please don't go to sleep. Too lovely morning. If you stay with this question, what is the relationship of sensation to desire? Stay with it, not try to find an answer, but look at it, observe it, see the implications of it, that is to stay with it. Then you will discover that sensation, which is natural, it's all, that sensation is transformed into desire when thought creates the image out of that sensation. Yes? That is, I have a sensation. There's a sensation seen of camera. Very expensive, beautiful, and so on. There's sensation. Then thought comes along and says, I wish I had a camera. You holding it, you taking your pictures and so on. Then thought creates the image out of that sensation, right? At that moment, desire is born. I don't put here. Right? Look at it yourself, go into it. You don't need any book, any philosopher, anybody, just to look at it. To look at it patiently, tentatively, move slowly, and then you come up with it very quickly. That is, when sensation becomes, or sensation is a slave to thought, and thought with its image creates something. At that moment, desire is breathing, desire is born. Right? And we live by desire. I must have this, I don't want it, I must be comfortable. This whole movement of desire. Now, what relationship has desire to self-interest? We are pursuing the same thread. Or, as long as there is desire, which is creating the image out of sensation by thought, as long as there is that desire, there must be self-interest. Right? Whether I want to reach heaven or become a bank manager or a rich person, it's the same. Whether you want to achieve heaven, whether one wants to achieve heaven or become a rich man, they're exactly the same. Right? So desires to be a saint, a noble, and all the business. And the other fellow says, I want a great skill. It's exactly the same thing. Right? One is called religious, the other is moral. How the words criticize. Right? You don't look at things. So we must come to the question, it's now 11:30. We must come to the question, what is sorrow? Is it sorrow exists as long as there is self-interest? Please go into if you understand all this, you don't have to read a single book. If you really live with this thing, gates of heaven are open. Not heaven, yours, but just a form of speech. So I'm asking a very serious question, which has haunted man from the beginning of his existence. Million years or more. What is sorrow? The tears, the laughter, the pain, the anxiety, the loneliness, the despair. And can it ever end? Or man is doomed forever to live with sorrow. Also, everyone on the earth, everyone for that highly placed woman, nobody at home. Everybody goes through this turmoil of sorrow, the shock of it, the pain, the uncertainty, the utter loneliness of it. And the sorrow of a poor man who doesn't know how to read or write. When you look at him, when you talk with him, he's like you. He has his own sorrow, and you have your own sorrow. Stand on it. So, the sorrow of millions and millions of people who have been slaughtered by the powerful, by the bigoted, tortured by churches, the infidel and the believer, you understand? Religion, especially Christianity, has murdered more people than anybody else. Sorry. Great war, 100 years war, 30 years war of the religious people, church. All this, there's sorrow in the world, right? Sorrow of the man who has enough, except 1 meal a day, and they're sleeping on the pavement. You don't know anything about all that. So there is sorrow. What does that word mean? Is it a mere remembrance of something that you have lost, and therefore you feel sorrow? You understand? You had brother, son, wife, dead, and you have the picture, the photo of it on the piano, mantelpiece, or next to your bed. The remembrance of that incident, the remembrance of all, the memories of all those days, and that those memories are suddenly cut off, right? Is that sorrow? Is sorrow engendered, cultivated by memory? You understand what the question? Do you understand what our question is to each other? Does memory of the things remembered, and when that is cut by death, by accident, old age, or whatever, you understand? When the memory is not actually gone, but memory continues, is that sorrow? Is sorrow related to memory? I had a son, or a brother or not. I will use the word like for a moment. I call that like love. I like those people very much. I lived with them, I chatted with them, we played together. All that memory is stored. And my son, my brother, my mother, died. Is taken away, gone forever. And I feel a shock, shed tears, and I feel terribly lonely. And then I ran off to church, temple, pick up a book, do this, or that, to escape. Or say that I pray and get over it. Jesus will save me. Something all that he says. Sorry, I'm not believing in the word. Or use the other word, Buddha or Krishna and India. It's the same name, is there. It's the same thing with different names. Or the same symbol, the same content of the symbol. Symbols there, but the same content. So, is sorrow merely the ending of a certain memory? Actually, though I have memory, but the actuality that created those, that brought together those memories, have ended. Therefore I feel I'm lost. I've lost my son. Is that sorrow? Or we are not being half just examined. Self-pity, concern more with my own memories, pain, and anxiety than the ending of somebody. Is that is sorrow self-interest? Please go into it all. And I cultivate that memory. I'm loyal to my son. I'm loyal to my former wife. Though marry a new one. I'm very loyal to my wife, which is the remembrance of those things that have happened in the past. Is that sorrow? Or there is the sorrow of failure, success, the whole momentum of self-interest, identifying itself with that world and shedding tears. And these tears have been shed by man and woman for a million years. Right? And we are still crying. In the war in Lebanon, in Afghanistan, the brutality of all that. And the Afghanis and the Lebanese are crying, shot to pieces, because of an idea that we must dominate, we must be different. Right? The idea, the thought is destroying each other. And think of all the people who have cried before you. So is there an end to sorrow? The word sorrow also implies passion. There is, as long as there is self-interest, identifying itself with those memories which have gone, which are still there, but the actuality is gone. That self-interest is parcel, is the movement of sorrow. Right? And all that end. Where there is sorrow that cannot be loved. So, what is love? Can we go on tomorrow? Oh, not tomorrow, sorry. Sunday? Or should we go on with it now? Lazy. No, we're related to very, very serious subjects, all this. It's not just something we play with, or a Sunday or Wednesday morning. It's something deeply serious, all this. It's not gathering down the road. It's walking in the path very slowly, watching things, watching. Staying with things that disturb you, staying with things that please you, staying with things that are abstract. All the imaginations, all the things that the brain has put together, including God, is the activity of thought. God didn't create us. We created God. In our way, which is, well, I don't know, it's so clear and simple. So to talk about love, which also implies death, love, death, and creation. You can spend an hour on it. But it's very, very serious. We're asking, what is creation? Not invention. Please differentiate between creation, invention, new set of ideas. That is, new set of ideas. And those new set of ideas are inventions, technologically, psychologically, scientifically, and so on. We're not talking about ideas. We're talking about very serious things. That is, love, death, and creation. This cannot be answered in 5 minutes. So give me. We'll deal with it tomorrow, next Sunday. Not that I'm inviting you. We'll go into this. And also, what is religion? What is meditation? If there is something that is beyond all words and measure and thought, not put together by thought, something that is inexpressible, infinite, timeless, we want all that. But one cannot come to it. Or for it to exist, if there is fear, no lack of relation, right relation before, without all that in your brain, free from that, you cannot understand the other. And now we stop.
Thank you very much.
See you again.
Thank you. We enjoy. At least this plane, thought transfer. I was looking for it. This is your jacket. Oh, bye. Bye, Sita.
Bye, Sita. Take care.
Safe travels.
No, Malcolm is also going after the
That's
break.
fine.
So,
Well, I'll be in at 3.
oh, these are 3.
Okay, he did.
We'll see you at night.
You want it?
No.
But I have to be
Do you like it?
I like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was, with an old fashioned, like really old phone. So, and now I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
6, 5.
5, iPhone 5, yeah.
Yeah, my first
There's no choice. I mean, you can't go any lower. I mean, they're all phones are not stopped. So,
Yeah. They're obsolete pretty soon. The older ones,
it's just
so
like
yeah.
amazing how useless everything becomes.
know.
I hate it. I have to throw it away.
I know.
So fast,
I want to get a tablet to travel, but it will be actually smart because it's so light, especially the mini one, right? The mini iPad. Do you suggest or do you recommend?
I got the iPad, but then I returned it because, I don't need glasses to see and read and so on. But when I was focusing too much on the iPad or even the iPhone, in the distance the vision becomes blurry for a while, for about 10 minutes. Returns. I said, I don't want to have that, so I just returned it. I don't need that because I have a
better,
laptop.
you mean?
I have a nice laptop. I don't need the iPad.
Exactly.
And the iPad is a bit more clumsy because you have to, you can't, you have to prop it up using other supports and so on and so forth. You have to hold it in your hand or
So it becomes so much
put it on your
weight.
leg.
Yeah.
But it's good though, it's nice. If it doesn't bother your eyes, it's perfect.
But you're right.
I would have kept it. Yeah, but then you can buy the things for it, the holders and so on.
Of course. You can buy so many accessories.
I
How
know.
convenient. Instead of cutting with it.
There's a laptop already has that device to keep it up.
Exactly.
Sits on the
I was
table.
just thinking because, so bulky like a laptop.
You can buy a skinny laptop. Like
which
Macs
one?
have a lot of weight. Mac Air, I think it's called. Extremely skinny and light.
I see.
But I have a very skinny bio from before, so
I see.
I paid a lot of money for. So what's the need for the
Yeah.
iPad for me then?
This is my favorite picture. I'm really into this.
Make sure you put flowers underneath every day and
Right.
pray and sing devotional songs.
Oh, look at the glare. How do I fix that? Okay.
Yeah,
great.
Oh,
Let
sorry.
me see. Is it like right here, maybe?
But what's wrong with that?
Oh my god, you're so funny. I want to get as real, as authentic as possible. It speaks to me, this picture. I like it.
Did you get it again?
Yeah, sorry. It's like the glare.
Now you're coming into it.
I know. Sorry, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, okay, play the note. I'm going to take one of you. Come here.
I want to take pictures.
I'm going to take one of you. What's wrong with that?
I want pictures.
Wait, hold on.
Fine, pose.
Wait, hold on.
I'll just send you a picture. How's that?
Good. Of your son.
No, of Krishnamurti.
Wait, hold on. This one. This one. It's going to have fun before we do it.
Yeah. Are you leaving now?
No, we're going to